Good. All righty. We are live. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let me do something with these lights. I think the lights are a little. I promise y'all this is gonna be the last day that I'm using this crazy computer. Oh, it has worked my nerves. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm just gonna stick with it because we're gonna get through this on today. I'm determined to do this teaching. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up and hanging out with me. Good morning, Janice from the D. I am excited that you guys are tuning in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. I told you your girl was back. I'm so excited. I missed y'all. I have been enjoying doing these sessions and I'm so loving the feedback I'm getting. You guys have been sending me emails. I thank you so much. You've been leaving comments. I just think that that is wonderful. So thank you so much. So now let me as I prepare. Okay, good. Alrighty. We are good. All right. I was making sure that we're on, and we are. The system I use, you guys, I love it. I'm going to talk about it. As a matter of fact, they've asked me to become one of their influencers. So I'll talk about that in a video coming up in a short while. But it is Monday again. I'm excited. For those of you that are watching on replay, thank you so much. I am Robin Ware. I appreciate you guys showing up. If you would like the channel that you're watching me on, of course, like the video to let the system know that you like getting this type of content and that you want it to be shared with the masses. All right. Let me move there we go. I had to move Instagram a little bit closer. So I pray everybody had a really good weekend. I had a great weekend. I worked the weekend. I've got an event coming up for a client, and I am speaking. I have got an event coming up where I'm speaking, actually 2 events. So I'll share more about that. But let's get started. You guys know I'm going to fight with this computer one last time because I want to play my little theme song because it just blesses me. And it just helps me stay in my happy mood. So I am going to do that. There we go. It is about to start playing. Look, I'm speaking it into existence, right? Here we go. All right. When I tell you it's every single time. That music blesses me every single time I play it. It helps me be in the right mood, right? And so that's really going to be a little bit of what I'm talking about on today. So let me just get myself settled. Woo, again, you guys, one of the things I teach my coaching students is don't let the start you, or don't let the start stop you. And so today, I've kind of been off kilter because I was trying to use another iPad and it didn't work out or whatever. And so I said, but I'm still going to do it. Right? I'm not going to let the start stop me. I literally could have said, listen, I can't, this new iPad that I want to use, actually it's an older iPad, but it was new for me using it for this system. I could have said, I'm not going to go live, but I didn't say that, right? Because I not only care and do this for you, but I also do it for me. Sometimes it's important that we do things for ourselves. It keeps us encouraged and it keeps us focused. All right. So that is why I pressed on. And so I know that you all appreciate it. Got my word here. I want to make sure that I got everything that I usually share with you guys. Let me just remind you again, thank you. You guys have been ordering my book while you're guests. You guys are the best. I thank you for that support. Good morning, Juanita. I see you on. Good morning, Kim. I see you on. Please make sure you share the broadcast. And again, like the video so that the Facebook, YouTube will say, oh my gosh, people are liking this video. We're going to help this girl blow up, right? Okay, so and again, you guys have been buying my Facebook manual for churches. I appreciate that. And then I got a couple more books here, my event planners book, my hospitality book. But this is the book that you guys have really been asking me about. It's got all of my confessions of faith in it. And this is my how to make your inbox your cash box. So thank you guys so much. They're all available. You can get them immediate downloads. Just go to my website, thewareagency.com, and you will see the books there. And then, of course, I got my social distancing wristbands. I saw somebody on Twitter talking about these. The red one says 6 foot, please. I'm social distancing. My pastor had his on Sunday at church. I was so excited. The yellow one says elbows only. It means, I'm good with elbow bumps. And then the green ones say open for hugs. That means, I'm vaccinated and I'm willing to let you guys hug me. So you can get these as well by sending me an email or going to my website and letting me know that you'd like to order those as well. All right. So let's get into the teaching on today. I've been teaching about positive teams. And as a matter of fact, I speak on Saturday. I'm going to email you guys the registration information. Both events where I'm speaking this week are free. Yes, they are my favorite registration, and that is free.com. So I would love to have you guys register so that you could be a part of my session. I actually speak on Thursday at 10 a.m., I think it is. And then I speak on Saturday. I think it's at 10 a.m., but I am going to send it out via email. So make sure you're on my email list. And if you're not on my email list, let's see if I can get this thing to act right. You guys can put it in the comments for me. Text my last name, Ware, to the number 22828. There we go. It's acting like it wants to pop up. Text my last name, Ware, to the number 22828. There we go. It is, come on, over here on YouTube and Facebook. Oh, speaking of YouTube, I thank you guys. My watch hours are going up. You guys are the best. Again, please do your girl a favor. While you're working, just go log into YouTube and choose my channel and just let the videos play. I'm trying to get my watch hours up, and I need you to help me do that. That's how I can monetize my channel. So thank you so much for doing that. It really is working. All right. And then, of course, there's the information on getting the wristbands. You can just send an email to bookings@thewareagency.com. So again, today I'm talking about building a positive team. If you missed my other teachings that are, of course, on YouTube, go and check those out. They're really good teachings. Again, thank you all for the feedback. So I'm continuing that conversation on today, and I'm talking about how to rid your team of negative people. Think about that. Look, I got my wand. You guys know I am ready for it on today. How to rid your team of negative people. Negative people can drain your entire organization. They can thwart all your efforts. They can literally just stop progress. And so I declare the devil is a lie, right? I declare the devil is a lie. And so we are not going to allow all the efforts that we've been putting into building ministries and keeping people connected. Listen, we have been disconnected in the flesh for 15 months, right? Because of this pandemic. And so there that now as we begin mission about reopening and re-entering church, that we're going to allow negative Nancy's, negative Nathans, to mess us up, to try to stop what we are trying to do. The answer is no. I'm like the Winans. The answer is no. So type that in the comment box. No. N-O. Thank you so much. I see you, Charles. Thank you so much. Type the word no. Yeah, we are not going to allow negative people to mess up our teams, to mess up our ministries, to stop progress. All right. They are a tool in the hand of the enemy. And I really want to believe that they don't realize that, which is why I am going to teach you how to rid your team rid your team of negative people, but in a godly way. All right, so here we go. How to rid your team of negative people. The first step is not to threaten them or to remove them. I know some of you are like, get rid of them, Robin. Nope. The first step is not to threaten them or remove them, but the first step is to focus on transformation. That's right. Type in the comment box, transformation. That is the first step. That is what God wants us to do. As a matter of fact, again, I brought my word. I already marked it. And Romans 12, 1 and 2. Wear my glasses. I wore my different glasses on today. I got to give a shout out to one of my sponsors. He provides me with my frames, Dr. Mike Aker Optique. So I'll put that in the email blast as well, so you guys can check him out. So you see your girls matching today. I got my bluish tinted shades on with my blue blouse. So Romans 12, 1 and 2, it says, therefore, I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Verse 2 is where I really want to focus. It says, do not conform any longer to the pattern or the ways of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And here we go. Here's the money point. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, his pleasing, and his perfect will. That's why I said you don't threaten people or just throw them away when they show up as negative, when they show up as not being a positive part of your team. See, we have to do things God's way. And that begins with transformation. Romans 12, 1 and 2. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's important that we understand that we are different people. We are not operating in the flesh. We're not handling people according to the world standards. We're handling people according to this word of God. And the word of God tells us that we have to do things God's way. All righty. So we want to make sure that what we're doing, it is good, it is pleasing, and it is in God's perfect will. So transformation is the first step. No one wants to be negative. That's what we have to focus on. When you got somebody on your team and they're being negative, give them the benefit of understanding that no one wants to be negative, right? They are negative for a reason. They are negative for a reason. Something may have happened in their life that has caused them to be negative. Something may have happened that morning that caused them to be negative. Something may have happened in their environment, right? The people that they're a part of may always see the glass as not even half empty, but always on the way out, right? About to be broken and crushed, right? We know people like that. So you want to come from a lens, you want to see them through a different lens, understanding that they don't just want to be negative, right? We want to help them. We want to believe that they can be positive. So always listen with an ear that has empathy, love, and understanding so that you can coach and help them transform. All right. As I said, we don't want to just handle people any kind of way. Don't make and be negative about negativity. Listen to this, you guys. Don't sit in the dark with them. My God, my God, my God. Don't sit in the dark with them. When you're negative with them, when you approach them from a negative standpoint, you're sitting in the dark with them. Listen, don't sit in the dark with them. Give me some hearts, thumbs up if you're understanding what I mean by that. You got to make sure that your mind is in the right place before you begin this walk of transformation. All right. You've got to make sure, I've taught this before, that your walk has to be witness worthy. You don't want them to go and say, She came at me talking about don't be negative, and she's negative. She had her neck rolling, her hair swinging, her fingers pointing. No, don't go sit in the dark with them. My God, my God, my God. This is blessing me, right? Because I could think about so many situations where I've been with people on teams and I just want to choke them, right? But you can't do that. You cannot do that. Instead, we have to turn on the light. All right? We have to turn on the light. So what does that mean? You have to confront them with positive energy. You have to speak light to dark. Oh, well, how are you doing today? It's so yucky outside, terrible. Oh, but my goodness, isn't it a blessing, though, that we woke up and we're in our right mind? And I know some of you may be saying that's extreme, but you got to hit them with words. Words have power. Oh, my goodness, it may be a little gloomy outside, but it's bright in here. Thank God we have a job. Thank God we weren't one of the 600,000 people that lost their lives to COVID. Listen, you got to hit them hard with that positivity. You have to let them know you're swinging hard. You're not going to let them get away with that in your presence. You have to correct them mid-sentence. My team will tell you, not that they come at me with a negative, with negative energy, but sometimes they'll speak things that I don't believe or support, and I correct them mid-sentence, all right? You have to help people see themselves. So when they say to you, why do you always go so extreme? Because I'm trying to help you see what I see in you. I'm trying to help you see what I see in you. Well, what do you see in me? I see a wonderful, beautiful person. Don't say I see a negative, nasty person that I'm trying to help correct. No, 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 no. That's sitting in the dark with them. You have to say, I want to see who I know is inside of you spring forth. Yeah. I want to see who's inside of you spring forth. I want to see who's inside of you spring forth. I'm telling you, that may be your assignment. That's why it's a whole nother teaching, but it's so important that we as leaders, that we're found in place. Churches are reopening. We've got to go back, right? There are people that are coming and they're looking for what we have to offer. We are hope dealers. Absolutely. So we cannot put all of the pressure to deliver hope and provide hope on the pulpit. Y'all have heard me say that many, many times before. But if you're not in place and negative Nancy, negative Nathan comes to church, what's going to happen? They're going to sit there in their negative energy and they're going to leave in their negative energy because you weren't in place to help them. I've got a negative Nancy that I've been kind of dealing with. And of course, I've been praying behind the scenes about them, but I'm working on their transformation. And just recently, they said, I want you to meet somebody. So I said, okay. So when I met the person, they said, this is the girl that is always making sure that I have a smile on my face. Listen, it's working. I didn't say, oh my gosh, yes, honey, because she was so negative and she was always so down. I didn't say any of that. In fact, what I said was, absolutely, you have one of the most, beautiful smiles I've ever seen. Right? I kept them focused on this positive energy journey that I am taking them on undercover, right? They ain't even know it. All right. So you got to help people see themselves. And then I understand that in confronting the energy, that may be a place that's not comfortable for you. Gird up your loins. Gird up your loins. You have to have this word inside of you so that you can speak to that negative energy. So when they start speaking doubt, you can say, well, I'm the head and not the tail. I shall have whatsoever I say. Right. Why are you saying all that? Because I shall have whatsoever I say. Well, why do you feel that way? Because as a man thinketh, so is he. All right. So you got to be ready to confront negative energy. Speak light to dark. Correct them mid-sentence and help them see themselves. Now, I know some of you are sitting there saying, now, Robin, I'm not being negative, but not everybody's willing to change, right? I do, you guys. I do know that not everyone is willing to change. That's why it's called a journey. All right. That's why it's called a journey. And there are people that will take the journey of transformation with you, and there are people that won't take the journey of transformation with you. But understand this. If they won't work with you, they're working against you, and they must go. All right. So if they're not working with you, they're working against you, and they must go. So I'm going to talk about that, about how, really how you have to get rid of people. Again, I said you don't come in the door getting rid of them, but there will be situations once you take them on this journey that they're like, I want off, and you got to let them go, right? You got to let them go. So once you do that, you'll see your culture, your morale, and your energy change. My book, Wow Your Guests, there's a lot of strategies. It's a lot of work as it relates to giving great customer service, right? But my subtitle is Winning Hospitality Strategies to Change the Culture of Your Church. It has to be a culture change. That's why this book, it features 9 key first impression ministry teams and how they can offer great customer service. This has been called the blueprint for churches to use as it relates to customer service. You got to change the culture. Can one person change the culture? Absolutely. Depending on the amount of influence they have, absolutely. And so it is worth it. You have to do the work, all right? Because you want your culture to change, the morale to change, and the energy to change. There's nothing worse than walking in a room or going into a meeting and people have negative energy. It just takes the whole meeting down. All right. Now, part of that negative energy may be shared by moody people. Let's talk about moody people. Maybe they're not negative, but they're moody. Type the word moody. Yeah, we're going deep this morning. Moody. Type the word moody. Moody. I see my scribes. Hey, Rhonda, thank you so much. Hey, Simone, I see you. Hey, I am Mr. Royalty. I love it. Hey, Kim, I see you. Hey, Pastor Dre, I see you. P.L. Moten, good. I see you. Kate Mood. Hey, everybody. Pastor Charles, too. I see you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on today. So type the word moody, Moody. Even those of you watching me on replay, type the word moody. You have to address moody people as well. Why? Because you have to let them know that they must be consistent. Listen, you're usually always up and cheery and happy. What's going on? Oh, girl, I'm just in a mood. I'm having a funk day. No. You have to be consistent. I count on you. You're one of the ones I can always count on to make sure that there's light present in a situation. Let them know that you're counting on their consistency. See, in this room, positivity resides. We are hopeful and we control our moods. We look ourselves in the mirror and we're honest with ourselves and we say, get it together, girl. Before I leave this car and go in this building, giving myself a pep talk to remind myself of who I am, of who God says I am, of what type of influence I have. Yeah, you have to do that to yourself. So you have to coach the moody person to next time, before you exit I want you to do this exercise think of this exercise. I want you to do this in your car. 3 things. Number 1, tell yourself that you look great. All right. Number 2, tell yourself that you feel great. And then number 3, tell yourself that you are a blessing. That's it. Speak life. I look great, I feel great, and I'm a blessing. I say it all the time. I know that people need what I have. That's why I show up for you guys on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. And there's no guarantee I'm going to get a return from you all. But the return I get is from God. It's the satisfaction in knowing that he could trust me with my gifts. I didn't take and bury my gifts, right? That's not what I did. Read the parable of the talents. Go to Matthew. Read the parable of the talents. One had one had two, one had five. The one with five doubled them. The one with two doubled them. The one with one buried it. He said, Master, I knew you to be a hard judge. So I just said, I'm not going to do anything with it. No, no, no. I want you to know that your gifts are necessary. Go out there and use them. Be a blessing. See, some of you are probably saying, well, I don't know if they're going to appreciate me. You know how God shows me that people appreciate me? Is that I sell books? Is that I get bookings? Is that people send me kind emails? I have a friend, a new friend that I made in church. Shout out. I don't know if she's on. She's typically on, but she tells me, I love your teachings. They are so good. You never know whose life you've been assigned to impact, but know this, your life has been assigned to impact someone. You have to be okay with not knowing who it is at the beginning. All right. So remember that. All right. Then number 2, so we talked about transformation is how we deal with negative people. But number 2 is implement a no complaining rule. Now I know you're saying, what? I've seen people do that on social media. That doesn't work. Well, let me give you the parameters of how a no complaining rule works. Everybody type no complaining. Excuse me. Went down the wrong way. The enemy doesn't like it, right? I'm sorry, y'all. All right. Sorry about that. The water went down the wrong way. All right. I'm still going to teach this. All right. There we go. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Implement a no complaining rule. And what that means is that people aren't allowed to complain without providing a solution. So it's okay if you have a concern, but you're not going to complain just to be complaining. This eliminates mindless chatter and toxic complaining. You don't want to allow people to come into a meeting and just start complaining. No, you want to take control of that situation and tell them, our rules as it relates to complaining is you have to have a solution. Well, I don't have a solution. Well, then you have to be silent. God hasn't revealed it to you yet. Ignite, activate, employ, whatever the verb is, but your faith that God is going to speak to you and give you what you need as a solution to whatever is bothering you. Necessity breeds invention. Necessity breeds invention. That's how a lot of people have become millionaires, because they didn't get stuck in complaining or on complaining about things they didn't like. They took and created solutions. They invented solutions, and then they were able to share those solutions with other people, and they became wealthy. All right. So don't get stuck just complaining. Implement a no complaining rule that must include a solution. And then number 3, weed and feed your talent pool. A team with talent can be good, but listen to this. But they must come together to be great. See, we can't operate in silos. We can't operate on islands. We have to make sure that we are together as a group. All right? We are together as a group, because the strengths that I have, you may not have. And so as we all come together on the same topic, in all of our greatness and all of our goodness, we can really take something and make it greater. All right. So that's why it's so important. We can be positive together. Positivity is the glue that enhances your team. Being positive about potential is the glue that enhances your team. Positivity amongst your team enhances the effectiveness of your team. As your team stays positive, as they stay connected, they will be committed through challenges. You know how my church, we were able to just jump right in there and become the essentials as it related to COVID and going virtual, is because we all were positive about our potential. We all were good in our respective areas. And so we came together as a team and said, okay, this is what needs to be done. We need to go virtual. We need to be able to communicate with our members. We need to be able to offer a way for people to connect with us. So we listed all of the deliverables that we needed to speak to as it relates to going virtual. And then as a team, we spoke life to them. We spoke about the potential. We spoke about the possibilities, and we did it. And of course, we fine-tuned along the way. Some of us had different ideas. Some of us brought, some ways to enhance what we were doing. There's nothing wrong starting one way. We had to jump in there, but then a month later, we had to sharpen it, fine-tune it, take it to the next level. None of us were offended. I was talking to one of the team members the other day, and he said, oh my God, I absolutely need you. Right, because what I bring to the table, it's necessary for the team to grow. All right, so think about that. Keep your team. You got to weed to make sure that your team weed out who's supposed to be there, who's not supposed to be there, and then feed them with positivity. Feed them with the importance of staying connected. All right. Those that, don't get on board, those that say, I want to dwell in negative energy, you've taken them through the transformation journey. You've taken them through the moody journey. You've taken them through the no complaining journey. You've taken them through coaching and counseling, and that's where they still want to reside. Well, then you got to get rid of them. You got to let them go. You have to let them go. Your coaching and counseling phase may be, a series of 3, 3 separate coaching and counseling sessions, 3 separate write-ups, 3 separate, sit downs, whatever it is, stick to it, be consistent, because what that does is it tells other members on your team, number one, you can trust the process, right? Because we're going to implement the process. It also says you can trust my leadership if I'm the leader that's implementing the process. I'm not just, writing all this stuff in a book and then I'm not going to implement it. No, your team wants to know you're trustworthy. I taught that the other day. Your team wants to know you're trustworthy. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to the team and say, I sat XYZ down and this is what I did. No. All they need to know is that the process is in place. How will they know it? Because they will see transformation happening with that team member. They will see you shifting the words of that team member. They will see that team member sat down. Right? They will see that team member not present. Down to. All right. So just helping you focus on how to rid your team of negative people. You got to get rid of that toxicity. It'll kill your team. I'm telling you, that's why some of you aren't experiencing growth, is you're too patient with people. Oh my goodness, did she say that? Yes. See, some of us claim it as patience, but we're scared. We don't want to do the hard things. We don't want to deal with conflict. We don't want to, focus on what's going to happen if this person leaves the team. What are we going to do? Listen, I believe that the gifts and talents that you need are present. Sometimes they can't come forward because you've allowed what's toxic to block it. Think about that. All right. So I hope this teaching has blessed you on today. Of course, I'll be back on Wednesday. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat. I'll gladly respond. Again, thank you guys so much for showing up. You're so faithful. Thank you for honoring my consistency. Your faithfulness tells me that you're honoring my consistency. So thank you so much for that. Any of you like to schedule a session with me? I do offer complimentary coaching to kind of help you get started or get your ministries turned around, even with entrepreneurs. I coach with you all as well. You can go to my website, thewareagency.com, and you can schedule a session. Again, for those of you that aren't on my email list, I would love to have you on my email list. All you have to do is text my last name, WARE, to the number 22828. All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday as well as Friday. Make this an incredible week. Be focused on your assignments and show up. God is counting on you to show up with your renewed mind. Don't forget our scripture from today. Show up with your renewed mind. All right. God bless you. Love you to life. Bye-bye.